Hello friends, welcome back to Magic with Melly. So this is a channel for tarot readings, oracle cards, intuitives, empaths, creatives. If you need crystal work with crystal grids or crystal chakra recalibrations, anything to do with your healing or messages you need right now to heal anywhere in your life, past, present, or future. If you need spiritual messages, anything like that, I'm just an open book for you. Here on this channel, I'm here to just bring everyone to enlightenment and to be doing their best. And so I have this new deck. It's the metaphysical cannabis oracle deck. Whether you support cannabis or not, or it's legal in your state or not, this is just channeled messages from this card deck with this theme. So I'm not saying you should or should not. This message could be for you if you clicked on this reading. Know that this is a collective reading. Find yourself in your story and don't make a story fit that don't fit. I have a lot falling on the floor, but it's all surrounding this card, Essence, Nana Baruko. So you may just be tapping in or understanding your energy. Maybe you never really felt your energy like move or within you before. You've always felt your energy outside of you, and then like people would take it and it would feel just lost. So claiming back your power, or like withholding yourself, like upholding boundaries, like maybe you're just feeling power movements through you and it's overwhelming. You may find feeling disorders, like maybe not even disorders, but just feelings to be overwhelming. And it could be anxiety, depression, your nervous system could be going off. Okay, and this has to do maybe with noticing your power or your sensitivity. If you are particularly sensitive in some energies, it can become a superpower. We have ego death, Gogoro. Now, anxiety felt really debilitating, very sickening, very awful, until I realized it was just a sign. This card says initiation. So it was a sign that someone, like, it was just a sign pointing, like, when your anxiety is triggered, take the word triggered and go, what is it pointing at? What is my anxiety around? Oh, it's around this person? What happens when I remove them or remove myself from them? We have creation partnered, sex magic. Someone used their sex magic on you and was trying to keep you stuck on them, trying to keep you like lost on them, essentially. Especially if they were saying things and then they were missing in action. Truth. We have this card right here is truth. The middle card is gateway vision, reverse. And we have creation solo, reverse, solo magic. So it's like someone can't create on their own, so they need to use sex magic to take people's power away. This is coming from someone who has no power, who is an energy vampire, can't create, can't make energy for themselves, so they have to have sex with you to have motivation, to have inspiration. Like their only motivation is sex. I'm hearing like someone's a sex addict. Like, don't underestimate what sex does. Sex is really healing. Sex is very connecting. So it's like if your spiritual guides feel disrespected by you sharing something so sacred or so spiritual with someone, then they're going to just like attack the situation or attack you or your person accordingly, so someone sees. Especially if someone was using sex magic to manipulate someone, they're really going to trigger someone to see. Silent retreat, silence reverse, nurture. Yeah, silence reverse is giving like this situation, like sometimes silence speaks louder than words, especially surrounding boundaries. Yeah, someone made a change by staying, just like maybe they had to ghost someone or they had to stay silent, and that changed like the outcome of the situation. Some of you are seeing silence as suffering. Some of you are seeing silence as surrender. Both are different strengths that you need to carry forward, and different contexts and different changes applicable. I'm really hearing aim for safety, like recalibrate towards safety. It's like safety first, okay? Safety first. But then, like, the heart wants what it wants. And I think that's really coming in divine timing for someone's clarity. Like, where before it may not have been safe to love, you closed off. Now it is safe to love, you're still closed off. Like, we're just really figuring out our placements here. Safety, aim for safety. Essence, wisdom. Okay, essence and wisdom is reversed, so it's really giving like someone could just be really wise with their words and know how to talk you out of an energy. Be careful here, because the energy, it's still going to linger. It's still going to like be, it's still going to be telling, even if it has to be a whisper. But some intuition becomes yelling. Some spiritual stuff, the situation starts yelling at you, whether it's your body screaming at you that it's in pain, whether it's the situation telling you, take yourself out of this. It's not making you happy. Like, anxiety, depression, your nervous system being triggered, those are all signs for you to do something. The longer you don't do something, the worser these symptoms are going to feel, and the worser they will move through you. Like, don't delay an inevitable. If someone's triggering you, they may trigger you more if you don't address it sooner. Don't leave that chance open. Some confrontations leave chances open for more. Like vulnerability, see who values your vulnerability and keeps that safe. Someone may like, because when you share a vulnerability, naturally you're closer with that person because you let yourself, like, you endangered yourself. But sometimes they like want to keep that around so that they could use your vulnerabilities against you. So be careful that someone doesn't do that. If you explicitly say your triggers, you should not be met, like, you should not be repointed at them again and again in the aftermath. It should be like, the blows should be lessened. The targeting and attacking should be less, not more. Then if you're having these targets and attacks and you don't know where they're coming from, it could be someone hiding from you and they know that they're doing it, right? Because like, your intuition your intuition tells. So like, if your intuition told and then you brought the situation to the person and they're like, it's like your intuition told you the truth, they told you a lie. Ego. Some ego stuff gets in the way. Solitude, bliss. Yeah, you need your alone time right now. Like, channel it, channel the bad out before you go to other people. Like, no one wants to hang out just to hear how shitty your life's been. They want to hang out to enjoy life. They don't want to hang out to hear about how shitty your life is. People just want to hang. Like, people have their own shitty lives to deal with. So, like, make sure that you deal with your shitty life on your own time. Then when people are trying to have a good time, you can actually have a good time. Don't be, like, seeing everyone have a good time and then you're dragging everyone down. Like, join the good times and let the bad times be in their proper placements. Like, there's, again, I think this is like, there's a time for everything. There's a sexy time, there's a me time, there's a time to solve your problems, there's a time to pay your bills, there's a time to go to sleep. There's times for everything. So if you're seeing everyone around you just sitting having a good time, let yourself have a good time. And then know, like, yeah, I have space right now to do my shit. Do it. More, yeah, less thinking, more doing. Divine Feminine, the void, the void, the void, the void. Okay. I love this card for exactly the message I want to give. The Divine Feminine is receptive. It's nurturing. The Divine Feminine just shows up and cares and loves on herself and her surroundings. And for that, the surrounding gives to her so much. Like, she's so receptive to this give and take energy. Just receptive, receptive, receptive. Everything is as it should be. Receptive. However, if the Divine Feminine or someone who holds Divine Feminine energy is just giving, 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 especially to placements that don't deserve it or where it's not natural, you create a void. A Divine Feminine who's experiencing a void, baby, don't do this to yourself. Quit doing this to yourself. You deserve more than to give to someone who's not giving to you, or like serve to a situation that's not serving you, right? If you keep like this nourishing give and take and your surroundings give to you, yes. You give to your surroundings and therefore your surroundings give more to you, and that's where like you have to be naturally just more receptive than you are giving. That doesn't mean don't give to the situation. It just means know that as much as you give, you are meant to receive back more. So if you don't receive what you've given and more, you're like, just don't hold space for this void. Hold space for yourself to receive. Release specifics on what's to be received. And that like, because again, like we want to minimize any transactional energy. That's for spirit to stay in control over. Spirit knows what's deserving, who owes who what, what needs balance. All we need to serve is our joy and happiness. So, yeah, this is going to be maybe getting a little personal for me, where in my personal life, I went to the park, popped up, met some new friends, found out that these friends were hanging out, but they're kind of hanging out in this energy where I was just talking about, where some of them wanted to just hang and the other portion just wanted to just talk about what's going on in their life. Sometimes you have such extremes where you have where once you felt like you have nowhere to talk about it, now you're talking about it everywhere. Then there's a new balance where you feel how you want to feel. And well, this person, yeah, I felt so abundant. I gave to someone who was lacking, but in my normal circumstance, if I wasn't abundant, I wouldn't give. You can't give from an empty cup. So I know that I was abundant in the love that I was giving to myself that day. Regardless of what my finances look like, I ended up extending a meal to this person who was lacking placements in love and consideration. And I have more than enough of that to give. So yeah, it ended up being expressed as a meal. And it's being expressed as, let me hear you out. Let me talk to you a little longer and see what you need. And if I expected him to give back right away, that is awful on me, because he was in a place of struggle, in a place of lack, where, you know, just sharing a meal provided for both of us, though I was abundant and one was lack, right? And like, that came out of my pocket. So if I thought transactionally this person owes me back, or I deserve like this person to hear my story and what I'm going through, he has so much shit that he's going through, there's no room for my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I thought that the specific person was going to owe me back, or these things like that back, like, that's just, no. It's going to come back through community or other ways in your life. Balance is not from, like, a lot of us think balance like a scale, and like one more gets here so it tips the scale, but it's like we have scale, like the entire earthly plane is its own scale of balance, has its own scale vibration of balance, and our own egoic experiences and exchanges with others have their own balance, and the way we lead our lives has our own balance, and timing has its own balance with like how and when it comes in. And yeah, definitely release specifics, because when you are too specific, you are too strict. And when you are too strict, you feel like the situation's too tight. You feel like you can't breathe. You feel like there's no room for what you want. You feel like a lot of things. But to over encompass it, it mostly feels like you can't move. You can't, like, just, there's not enough, right? And when there doesn't feel like enough, maybe you expect all of it from one person, or you expect it a certain way. When it doesn't come that way, then you're focusing on it didn't come in this way, but it's trying to come in a different way. Sometimes y'all are asking for love, and the way love comes in, it might just show up as a sibling. It might just show up as a long lost friend coming back. It may show up as yourself returning to you. It may actually show up as a partner. It just depends on what you're ready for in capacities of love. If you have not successfully had good friends, and then you're jumping to having like a partner, like, you need to know what it's like to have good friends first before you have a partner. Like, some of you are a lot ahead of yourself. We have grace and just go. Walking meditation. So just walking is really important. Don't underestimate what a good walk around the neighborhood will do, or even what like a random hi to a stranger can do. Like, really don't underestimate what that can do. You are protected. Stay close with your passions. Your passions is what's gonna burn off anything you don't need. Okay, like it's just what will guide you in this energy a little bit better than before. I'm not saying that you have to work on this skill, or you do or don't need to work on this skill, but more so that you'll find more ease the closer you are to your passions. People will, like, just the obvious will be more obvious, and what needs to go will like really show its own self out and stuff. Like, there's many things that will be less on your mind. There'll be more of other things on your mind instead of some specific things, as you let go and let God, and kind of just move, make your magical moves, make money moves, and be a boss, babe. You got this. I'm here for you. Let me know on Etsy or DMs with deposit if you need any of my help, any of my magic. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.